What's up, guys? Been a while. I just want to show you guys what I've been doing. This has been helping me a lot. It's helping me reduce my trades, and it's been helping me take higher quality trades. So it's a weekly forecast slash ongoing journal for the week. So I start on a Monday. This week I started on a Tuesday. Generally, I want to start on the start of the week, do a higher time frame forecast. I only use the daily. I only use the 4 hour. It's going to force me to not hop between time frames. It's going to force me to only trade with higher time frame direction, higher time frame context. This is my starting point. I do not trade below this unless it's a scalping protocol. If it's a scalping model and I determine that the day is a day that I can scalp. Okay. But this alone is more than enough, and this is what the majority of my week has been like lately. So I've been struggling a little bit to trade with my schedule. It's, day trading constantly, getting in the market, trying to take a trade every day, that I had to adjust my trading style. Now, I'm not a swing trader. Straight up. I buy stocks. I buy crypto. I'll hold them for months and months and months, or years. I don't swing trade for 3-4 days at a time. It's just not me. So how do I get into a day trading protocol that allows me to take the best out of swing trading and take the least amount of trades while still getting the precision and enjoyment of using a trading style that works well with my psychology, which is day trading? And I do that using this method. This is what I found works very, very well for me. So I start with a daily and a 4 hour chart, like I just said. I map everything out, and then I hit the books. Okay, so I do all my analysis, rough, it's getting a feel for things, right? That's what your analysis is. You're using your tools, whatever you have in your tool belt, and you're getting a feel for things. Discretionary approach. And then I map it out in this text blocks, whatever, in the Notion, Google Doc, whatever, same shit. I put it all in a journal. Okay, so I start with the daily charts in CO, swing point unconfirmed, right? Swing point unconfirmed because we haven't put a higher ISP on the right. So I'm expecting that, we do have downside momentum. Is there anything on the chart that confirms that? Yes, we have an IFEG. We broke through that IFEG here, and then we closed below it, and then Monday rejected that. Yes, it closes a candle, but it doesn't close in it. It doesn't close above it. So it's respecting it. This is not a hard rejection, but it's respecting it. It's telling me that level is sensitive. Price is paying attention to that level, and that's information I'm gathering. I'm not making any distinctions, I'm not making any conclusions. But I am collecting data to build further context that will then lead into a bias. Okay. OTE becomes possible as their next draw on liquidity with the new day opening gap down here, right? So where are we going to go on a daily chart? There's really nothing to stop us here. From high to low. Here's discount array. First in below that, new day opening gap. We have OTE. Obviously, we have extreme lows, liquidity lows. That's a possibility. So, point A to point B. Where are we going? Probably down there. Flipped FEG turns IFEG and reject with the bodies underneath, like I highlighted over here. Possible weekly target, 23,365. That's the new day opening gap from Thursday, July 31st to August 1st. That's actually a monthly gap too. Okay. Then I go to the H4. I don't go below the H4. Why? Because it's going to force me into high quality trades. It's going to force me to trade within a high quality context. If the 4 hour and the daily are not clear, it's a lot harder to take high quality trades on a lower time frame. If the daily and 4 hour are clear, it's very easy to take good quality trades on a lower time frame. What's showing up on the 4 hour? We have a break of an ISP, but no confirmations, no body closures. Again, pulls up into a PD array in the form of a a bearish FEG and then breaks down, but no confirmation, no body closure, right? We push up again, rejecting off of a premium array, break down, right? The premium array in the form of the IFEG on the daily breaks down, no confirmation, no body closure. We have another gap, comes up here. I had a check mark on there because I'm like, well, can this be the one? Could be the confirmed ISP. Pushes down. I'm waiting for that, right? Before we get into the chart. Showing signs of bearish order flow taking control. My brain, my discretion, my technical analyst is telling me, yeah, we're going bearish. I don't need to jump in on that because I'm trading the system. This is something that I had to really, really train myself to do, is that I may know where the market's going, but me knowing the market, where the market is going, that's your analyst. That's the analyst in you. It's completely different than the trader in you. You have to separate those two. This was such a struggle for me. And this has helped me to really make great strides in improving in this. But one of my big struggles is I'm a good analyst. I'm a very good analyst. I'm not the best trader in the world. I've said that from the start. I'm not the best trader in the world. There are way better traders than me, but I'm a great analyst. I know how to read charts. My psychology, pretty shit, I'll be honest with you. However, this has helped me to hone it because now I've separated this idea of what being a trader is, right? This identity is into two separate things. Being an analyst, something I'm really good at, and then being a trader. I need to systemize trading. So before I package this all into one, but now I'm understanding what it really is. The analyst is developing the context of the market. Then I wait, as a trader, I wait for the system to confirm the context of the market or to confirm what my analytical self has discovered, right? So I create a thesis. Where's the market going? The market looks to be showing signs of bearish order flow taking control. However, this is where the system comes in. No SMB or failed ISP as per my technical rule of body closure. So yes, we are making higher highs and lower lows, but my rules state that in order for me to have a confirmation, I need the body closure. So I don't engage in the market. This is preserving my mental capital. This is preserving my real capital because I'm taking less trades. And it allows me to train my discipline, to reserve myself, and to only hunt down the best possible trades that I can take. All three of these things, or however many I just named, is what constitutes good, healthy trading. It's not taking trades every day and going for 2 hours every day. It's not trading every day and going for 10 hours a week or some shit. It's hunting down high quality trades. And just because I take a high quality trade doesn't mean I need to wait and try and swing it for 6 hours. No, it's still a 2 hour trade. It doesn't matter. You can scale up by increasing your capital with the same amount of trades. Become good at taking good trades. Become good at preserving your mental capital and your discipline. Become a disciplined trader. That's what it means to be a disciplined trader. Then scale from there. Don't rush it. Therefore, and the whole purpose of me sharing this is to show you how I avoid rushing it, because I'm a chronic rusher. Therefore, assume that this is a retracement leg. When I wrote this, I'll be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that this was a retracement leg, like, a shallow retracement leg to go higher. I believe that we're coming over here. Technically, it makes sense, right? We have low resistance liquidity here. We have a big push up. That big push up died in its tracks. We're showing signs of bearish order flow taking control. However, no confirmation. System doesn't give me a signal. And until the system gives me a signal, I do not engage in the market. I can read it and I can be right about it. That doesn't mean I can risk on it. So sell side is not confirmed as next draw on liquidity, right? We must wait. Where's that next draw on liquidity? Here, but it wasn't confirmed. So we wait for that confirmation. And if it doesn't come, then it doesn't come. We repeat this process because inevitably the markets are unlimited as long as the markets are around. There's unlimited, endless opportunity. Eventually there will be that alignment with the context and the system, which gives you a strong bias. So you wait, and that's it. I'm not eager to be bullish. That would be counter to the context. The context is what I believe is happening in the markets, my discretion, which is bearish. I'm not eagerly bearish because it is unconfirmed and the system has not confirmed that. So what must happen to build a bias? See confirmations of a directional change. So that's a failed ISP or an SMB. These are systematic approaches. This is actual specific occurrences that need to happen on the chart for my system to go to the next step. of taking a trade, or for order flow to realign bullish with intent, right? So if we did come down here, break up, show displacement, then yeah, maybe I can see that high gets taken. Until then, no trades. I'm not going to assume that's going to happen from here. And I was also not going to assume that I could take shorts from here and here. I was tempted to, but I didn't. And I'm very happy I didn't. Yes, in this case, I could have made more money. But in most cases, that leads to ruin. And that's me maturing as a trader, is realizing that will lead to ruin. So for now, implement a scalping protocol. So it means if there is maybe a tight range in there that I can trade, maybe I could trade it. Not jumping to do that and be hesitant to trade at all. These are not favorable conditions for trading, right? Rationalizing what's actually happening, being a realist. Look for available power of 3 models that may precede a directional confirmation. So here, right? Let's say we had, we came up bullish. We started to see bearish order flow, but none of this is confirmed, right? These are just like what's happening here. Maybe there was like a power of 3 model that takes place and we see signs of going lower. I could trade that. Why? Because the context is bearish. A power of 3 is generally the tip of the move, right? That's a reversal point of the move. That is beginning CO, right? The start of CO comes from a draw on liquidity, right? All to end all. So if the power of 3 is timed correctly, it comes with a high probability volatility injection or something like that, then yeah, I can understand that maybe that's worth taking the risk because the context aligns with it. I can take a low risk setup or something, or I can wait for the further confirmation and take a trade lower. This is textbook shit, right? It's stuff we've been talking about forever. But in practice, it's a different thing. And looking at it from this top-down approach and really understanding what that means is a lot more of a comfortable way to trade. And I map out the fundamentals and news drivers that are coming. And this is just me dumping my thoughts. There's no organized way of doing it. But generally, I go from daily and then I do 4 hour. I do all the mapping first and then I write it out, like I said. Daily, so you have a holistic approach here. Daily, H4, fundamentals and news drivers every single time. Then whatever thoughts, I just keep going until I have no more thoughts. And then a summary. FOMC Wednesday afternoon. This is common power 3 models to complete. Expect not to trade the morning of Wednesday. If you see accumulation, then use it as context for a trade idea in the afternoon. FOMC is a volatility injection. Tuesday may also bring clarity, right? So it's aware of that as being a potentiality. That leads to an idea that Wednesday morning will displace lower. This has happened in the past, however, is not the optimal model. Again, do not hyper focus on what can be. Just focus on potential intraday power of 3 models, especially to the downside. That is where order flow seems to be trending on the H4. So what I'm saying here is, look, I even going through my head, I'm thinking about what can happen, but then I have to take a step back and say, okay, yes, all these scenarios can happen. What really matters, let's look at the system. I have a context. I know we're going lower, but what do I need to see for the system to confirm that? Again, do not hyper focus, right? Look for those potential intraday power 3 models. They can happen at any time in the week. I'm not trying to pinpoint the exact time it's going to happen. Look, I was thinking maybe Wednesday morning, maybe Wednesday afternoon. It happened Tuesday. But I engaged with that. Why? Because the checklist was met. So as of right now, I have no bias. We will just wait for further context to anchor a bias to. If nothing comes of it, then the week is a write-off. If the market dynamic is not clear by Wednesday at noon, then withdraw from trading for the week. Okay. Monday has shown very little in terms of usable data. Shown sensitivity. This is all I gathered from the Monday, was that it showed sensitivity to the daily inverted fair value gap. This might be a sign of bearish CO taking control, which it was. Still unconfirmed on the H4. This is the key right there. Until we confirm on the H4, I assume that it is unconfirmed, or I know that it's unconfirmed. It is unreliable. What is unconfirmed is unreliable data. Period. So Tuesday comes along. We reject off that Monday overnight, tap into it, FUG, break down. We start trading in here on Tuesday. and I wait patiently for this breakdown. Not on a 1 hour chart, I wait for it on the 4 hour chart. When does that candle close? Close at 10. So market opens, 9:30, we break down. I'm not jumping in yet, not until 10:30 closes, 10 o'clock closes, 10 o'clock closes here. Boom. That is confirmation. Right when 10 o'clock closes, SMB is confirmed. That means we finally have a confirmed bearish ISP. As soon as that is confirmed, I can expect this becomes target. I can expect that these potentially become targets, which I mapped out at the top of this. 23,365, 23,365, that becomes a target. Then and only then do I look to engage in the market. When that confirms, I look for available power of threes. So what did I see here? Let's go to ES on this chart. I don't have this mapped out. Let's go to the 5 minute, maybe. Let's go to the 5 minute. 5 minute here. Just mark out 9:30. So we can see the market open. Market open. Market open. So what happens at 9:30? NQ breaks down. Breaks down again. See, we haven't hit the sell side liquidity target. And we create a SMT. So you're creating a lower low and then pushes up, right? Higher high on the ES. And then the ES sweeps liquidity to the highs and creates that power of three that I've been looking for. Power of three right here. That comes into is it a 4 hour? Yeah, it was a 4 hour FUG up here. That's what I'm eyeing, that 4 hour FUG. Why? Because I understand that we're in a bearish context. So this SMT, I'm looking at this is a trap because context is pointing bearish. We've confirmed bearish with the system. So my bias is bearish. So I'm going to look for bearish PD arrays to reject. We break above the highs, and this is the actual SMT. So what I look at this low, let's go to 5 minute. There we go. Sorry guys, it can be confusing. This lower low on NQ and a higher high on ES, I saw that as just liquidity. Six Sisters setup, aka just a fake SMT. That SMT's job was just to get us higher. This is not a change in direction. We break up, I see a rejection. I get involved. We push down, I take profits at the lows. As simple as that. As soon as we took this low, I got out of there. We took this low, got out, took this low, got out. That's with the context of what I was leaning into throughout this review. And I was able to engage in the market as my system confirmed the context, confirmed my discretionary analysis. It's simple, right? Like, I don't know how I can reword it. It's simple. It's really hard to do though, but it's really simple. Use the higher time frame. Wait for your system to confirm that. You build your suspicions. Do your analysis on a higher time frame. Wait for the lower time frame to confirm it. Wait for, I should say, not the lower time frame to confirm it. Wait for your system to confirm it. That's what I should say, because I didn't go down to the 1 hour until the 4 hour confirmed it. When the 4 hour confirmed my suspicions, then it went to the lower time frame and I was able to engage at the right time of day and use my entry models and my intraday models. Without that higher time frame confirmation of agreeing with the context of the market, or my higher time frame analysis, however you want to say it, only then I went down and I actually tried to engage. Preserves your capital. Big time. Big time. I don't really think there's anything else to say, but we can review this trade a bit. So price rallies up off these. Let's go into the 1 minute, 1 minute. $9.30. Even, you know what, I'll just go here. Regular trading hours makes it easier. FTH, here you go. So market opens, we break down on both and see NQ showing that it's much heavier, and we can see that with the higher time frame here as well, right? ES, more sideways action. NQ, more of trending action. However, they're going to follow each other when shit hits the fan. When the markets start really moving, they're going to follow each other. So what I saw was this lower low on NQ, higher high on ES. I said, okay, let's just chill out. Let's just wait. Don't make any rash decisions here. I was tracking the market. Bullish FEG. Where is this taking us? Then ES rallies up higher. NQ does not. I know we're going to turn bearish. I just don't know when. Why do I know we're going to turn bearish? Because the higher time frame context, the daily agreeing, the 4 hour confirmed bearish with that close on the electronic trading hours, that close right before the open. So everything's screaming bearish. I'm waiting for that turn, waiting for a reason to sell. NQ doesn't make a higher high. ES does make a higher high. It makes a higher high into a high value area, the form of that H4 bearish FEG. NQ starts to roll over. ES starts to roll over. I take a sell. I take a sell somewhere in here. Stop above here. Why? Because I know we're going to rotate. It's really that simple. If it goes higher, then we're not rotating. Then my whole thesis is wrong, and that's fine. These are the trades that I want to take. I want to take the trades that if I'm wrong, I'm completely wrong on everything, because then you only take one loss, right? If I'm completely wrong on my bias, completely wrong on my context, completely wrong on my entry, all of them out the window, then that's it. I have no reason to take any more trades. I can't possibly revenge trade because there's no convincing myself to trade, right? Because I was just flat out wrong. These are the best trades. This is what it means to take a high quality trade. So took an entry like this, covered the high, and I just targeted the low. It was like 2R or something. Something like maybe it was something like this. Yeah, I think it was something like this. Yeah, right there. That's where I took the trade. Entry is pretty rough, I'll be honest with you. Does it really matter? Not really. Sure, I could have waited for the retest, but I took it. Why? Because my invalidation is clear as day. Then I took that target there. Now I had a lower target, which was, let's see here. It was like a 1 hour chart. It was this one here. Yeah. So we break down, create this swing fail. You can measure that. We push down. This was my target, final target, which would have been about, I don't know, 4R. Yep, 4R. I just took that. Why? Because my idea was that we'll at least take that sell side liquidity on NQ, and that happened, and I don't need to hold past that. Obviously, it would have been a great trade if I did. It would have been 2 more R, but I'm still training myself to be a better trader, and I know that. Even after how many years has it been, I want to be the best trader I could be, not the highest RR trader I could be, right? That would be ego. I want to follow the system as clearly as I could possibly follow it, and that's what matters the most. Anyways, I don't want to start rambling on, so peace out.